tonight is a man who spent the last 10 or 20 years of his life doing nothing more than helping other people increase their income. He hasn't had a job since 1993. Now, if you're old enough to remember, there used to be a telecommunication company several years ago called Excel. Well, this man that's about to come speak to you was able to garner a membership group of over 30,000 people. And that was before the internet. That was before he could just sit in his room. He had to get in his car and drive from one place to the other and then influence other people to do the same thing. So you're getting ready to hear a pretty phenomenal guy that's going to talk about a very, very lucrative Forex trading opportunity. And I am going to shut my pie hole just now and introduce to you none other than Mr. Leon Williams. Let's give him a round of applause. If we can give him a round of applause, let's give Leon a round of applause. He probably hasn't had one today.
Thank you, Victor. Now, remind me, is that $50 or $100 that I have to pay you to say good things about me? Well, I just want to make sure that I pay my debts, right? I don't want anyone saying I'm a scoundrel or anything like that. I want to thank you guys for showing up today. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, or at least here in the Sacramento metro area. And I know you could be doing a lot of other things where you are. But 12 to 14 years ago, that was before the global economic meltdown, my wife and I were putting these very large financial seminars and workshops on. I'm talking the fanciest hotels, months of radio advertising, media interviews, et cetera, et cetera. At every seminar, I would always spend time talking about the difference between simple interest and compound interest. It would always amaze me that even though everyone had heard those terms and knew what they meant, they usually did not fully understand the power of compound interest. Completely, they just didn't have a clue. After this one particular seminar, one of the attendees who was sitting in the front row, his eyes was glued to the presentation the entire time, and he was interacting, raising his hand, and just you could tell this guy was just really into it, or he just didn't have anything better to do that day, right? It was like watching TV. In any case, he approached me afterwards in the hallway. Mr. Williams, can I just have a moment with you? I said, of course, how can I help? He says, you really taught me a great deal about my life today. Sitting there in the front row, I realized I've been struggling with the lack of interest compounded daily for 30 years. That's a true story, guys. True story. Have you noticed that most times in life, we usually get something different from what we expect, but we always get what we are asking for, whether we realize it or not? How does that Bible verse go? Matthew 7:7, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. Most of us, even though we know what compound interest is, we really do not understand. We don't understand it because we have not really been interested enough to seek it out. I can't say what you're going to walk away with today, but I will tell you that my underlying theme is passive income through compound interest. Let me repeat that again. Passive income through compound interest. I'm going to illustrate more with examples on compound interest a little bit later. Let me share my screen here. Okay. Do you guys know who this guy is? Warren Buffett. He says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Nothing that anybody has ever said has been further from the truth. And before we go on, let me just start off with this disclaimer. The information in this webinar is for educational purposes only and is not an investment or financial advice. The passive income industry is risky and you should only invest the amount you can afford to lose. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All of our webinars, videos, emails, and social media posts are only our own opinions of programs that are working for us. Please understand this before you invest your time or your money. Do your research before investing and parting ways with your hard-earned cash. Remember, our number one rule is to get into profit as soon as possible based on your own risk tolerance and goals. You want to start to play with what we refer to as house money as quickly as possible. And as I get into the presentation, you will see what I'm talking about when I talk about house money and how quickly you get into profit. Okay. So what's special about this project? First of all, there's absolutely no recruiting required for you to get paid. I've seen a lot of opportunities. When Victor told you about Excel Telecommunications back in the early 90s, the reason why I had not gotten involved in another opportunity since then, because I had not seen anything that was as powerful as that opportunity was. But even with that opportunity, before you got paid, you had to go out and convince people to do what you're doing before you make a dime. There's low entry investment. You can get started in Forex trading with as little as $100 investment. No monthly fees, no auto shipping. You make money, you have money making money up to 45% each and every month. There's more emphasis on the investment versus your recruiting. And this program has total transparency. And you'll see a little bit more about that later. There's a simple button that you push to either withdraw your earnings or reinvest your earnings, meaning compounding those earnings. What I'm going to show you is we have a 97% win rate on trades and 100% win rate since the last part of November. You set it and forget it. You don't have to learn any difficult trading strategies. It uses an artificial intelligence bot that trades on your behalf. Okay. And you heard me talk about compound interest. We are going to get into that a little bit later. I'm going to show you the power of what we're doing now and how we compound it. How many of you have heard about the Forex market? No? Anyone? Okay, yeah. So let's talk about the Forex market. Let me say this. The last few days, you guys have noticed that Russia went into Ukraine, active war. The stock market is tumbling. The cryptocurrency market has lost 30 to 50% across the board, all because of what is going on in the world. The Forex is a very interesting market. It is not bothered by what's going on in the world. It doesn't matter what's happening in Russia, Ukraine, the United States, or France. And that's the most powerful thing about this is it doesn't matter if we're in a down stock market, a bear stock market, or a bull stock market. In Forex, we make money no matter what. And let me just explain a little bit. Here's some noise. Let me just explain a little bit more about what that is. In Forex market, you deal in currency pairs. The euro, the US dollar, the United Kingdom, the United States against the Japan yen, the United States against the Switzerland. What a Forex trader does is he sits in front of his computer screen and he looks for pairs that he thinks he can make a profit on. Now, these are the major currency pairs. There are many other pairs, but these major currency pairs are the ones that you're mostly going to be dealing with. And how it works is, if you've ever gone to Europe and you trade your US dollars for the euro, whether or not you knew it or not, you either lost value or you gained value during that trade. But all your interest is in being able to spend money when you're in Germany. So you don't really care about the fact that you gained value or lost value as a result of that trade. For over a century, Forex traders, this is the biggest market, is bigger than a stock market, is bigger than anything out there. This is a several $1 trillion a day market. There is no other market out there that is bigger than the Forex market. And Forex stands for foreign exchange. Okay. So what a trader does is he looks for currency, he or she looks for currency pairs. They will either sell out of one currency and buy into another currency, or buy into another currency and sell into another currency. And so they have what they call the bid, which is the price traders will sell foreign exchange at, or the asking price, which is the price that traders will buy at. And if you, let's get a little bit deeper, and I promise you that this is the most extent of the Forex market that we're going to get into. But for those of you who don't understand it, it's not some magic bubble out there. I'm going to show you just how simple this really is. So the bottom line here is one currency. The top line is another currency. If somebody offers a bid price to sell and they want to buy here, what they're hoping is that this blue line gets to the red line in value, and then they can get out of the market and they win that trade. These numbers here, the distance between these two currencies is measured in what they call pips, P-I-P-S. And the smallest value is 0.00001, which is a pip. So if you see the difference between these two, it's 5 pips. What that means is that what they're hoping to do is that in 5 pips, it gets to that value and they can exit the trade and they make that amount of money. Well, what happens is that if it doesn't do those 5 tips and start to go back the other way, that's when they start to lose money. And so what human traders do is, you have to understand this. A human trader gets tired. They have to go to the bathroom. They need some coffee. They have to sit in front of this screen all day long. And if they get up, they miss a potential trade that they could execute. Or if they have a trade going and they have to go to the restroom and they get back, their entire account is blown up because of the money that they had invested in it. I have never wanted to do this. I understand it. In my mortgage business, I had a mortgage company and I was a certified mortgage planning specialist. I used to read these charts and read what we call candlesticks all the time. I don't want to do that, okay? But there are people that are just glutton for punishment, and the average Forex trader, when I say average, the ones that didn't blow their account up, makes about $45,000 a year doing this 10 to 12 hours a day. I'm sorry, that's just not what I want to do with my life, right? So if we go here, the secret to what we do is we get in and out of the market very quickly. Whereas a human Forex trader will look for trades within 34 pips, our average pips is 2 pips. So we don't wait for things to happen. We go in and we get out of the market. The problem with the human trader is they always want to make the big score to make up for the money that they lost before. But trading successfully is not worrying about the size of the win, but just winning. And so what we do is with our AI bot, our artificial intelligence bot, it is trained to get in and out of the market in a very short period of time. The minute it sees red, it's out of there. And so that is why since the end of November, we have not had a losing trade. Okay. Now let's talk about why the Forex market. 24-hour operation. The market operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. However, our system, we only trade 5 days a week. Convenient transaction, no matter where you are, you can easily conduct transactions through the internet. Flexible leverage. Forex traders often use leverage to profit from relatively small prices. There's a low threshold. It's possible to start trading with a small amount of capital. There's high transparency. Information with regards to Forex trading and transaction history is readily available. And I will show you how transferable what we do is. Two-way transaction, traders can hold both long and short positions. High liquidity, Forex market has daily trading volume of $6 trillion. As I said before, the average daily volume trading in Forex far exceeds any other financial product. This is why people do Forex in the first place. What they do and how they do it is the kicker. So let's talk about our company, Intelligence Prime Capital, and our business model. How we differ from other brokers out there is we are turning the way things have been done upside its head. And so what we are is what we would call a fintech innovation company that is doing Forex trading. And there's other products that this company is going to be developing. Right now, it's just the Forex market. Okay? The company is based in Canada. Okay? It's an international company. In fact, it's in 12 countries, 12 investors from 12 countries, over 200,000 investors from 12 countries have now invested their money in Intelligence Prime Capital. Intelligence Prime Capital has been going for 6 years, but the bot, they spent over 3 years developing this AI bot, which went online August 10th. So in terms of this opportunity, this is an opportunity that's 6 months old. And the bot has been developed. They have been tweaking the bot the first couple of months to where it has the win rate that it has now. We specialize in research and development in the future of fintech, such as quantitative trading, leverage AI trading systems, cloud storage systems, and enterprise management software. And here at IPC Capital, we've sworn to uphold these principles of both professionalism, innovation, collaboration, and integrity. Okay? We are based in Canada. They have a regulatory license from the Canadian Financial Regulatory Agency. We also hold a digital asset management license. And as I said, the bot went online August 10th of 2021. And it's been launched globally in 12 different countries. This is our Canadian registration certificate. The Financial Transactions and Report Analysis Center of Canada, or FINTRAC, We are also registered with FINTRAC. The Financial Transaction and Reporting Analysis Center, FINTRAC, is Canada's financial intelligence unit. It's akin to our SEC. It was established in 2000. FINTRAC is an independent agency that reports to the Minister of Finance and is responsible for Parliamentary Activity Center. And its mandate is to facilitate the detection, prevention, and deterrence of money laundering and the financing of terrorist activities while ensuring that the protection of personal information under its control. We also hold a money service, as I said, a money service business license in Canada. We also hold a money service business license through the U.S. Department of the Treasury, or FinCEN, which is the Financial Crime Enforcement Bureau in the US. We also hold a money service business in Australia, which is huge. But the biggest thing that we're proud of is our ASIC certification, which we just got certified in December. Now, for those of you that are not akin to in the financial industry to the power of ASIC, every broker, every financial institution wants to be approved by ASIC, and they send the companies who apply for approval through a rigorous application process. They look at your last 3 to 5 years of financial transactions. They go into your books. They look at where your money's going, where it's coming from. This is a very, very difficult thing that we accomplish by being a part of ASIC. It's a very, very huge milestone. I was talking to one of my my broker friends, a friend who actually owns a brokerage, and when he found out that we were approved through ASIC, that's all he needed to know, because he understood what we needed to go through in order to be approved by ASIC. Our IPC AIA bot system, as I said, we're trading in foreign exchange, but the bot is also capable of doing gold, commodities, oil, and cryptocurrency. In this platform, they give you a choice of 3 different bots. However, I'm not even going to explain the other 2 for this example here. You get up to 15% return on your money, up to 30% up to return on your money, or up to 45% return on your money. What makes more sense to you? Up to 45% return on your money. So this is the only one that I ever suggest people to subscribe to, and that is a one-time lifetime subscription fee to the Genius bot. Like I said, there are no monthly fees that you have to pay. This is the only fee that you ever have to pay with getting involved with IPC is $99.90 lifetime subscription fee. And let's talk about what this bot does. Okay. Every week, they pay us our earnings. It trades 5 days a week. And every week, they pay us what we earned. And then a few days later, they are able to graphically show us what the rate was per day that we earned. So this was between, this was January 31st to February 4th. And during that week, it was 1.58% that day, 1.46%, 1.65%, 1.9, 1.19%, 1.12%, or the weekly, for the weekly, it was 7.27%, and it for that particular week. If we go to the next week in February, this was from the 4th to the 11th, and it was 1.41% that day, 1.29, 1.47, 1.52, And I am not sure why this is blank, but we had a banner day here. I think this was just a misprint. But during that day, we made more money for what we had invested than any other time that I've been involved. And that was since the beginning of January. Okay. Here, the week before last, the week ending on the 18th, was 1.45%, 1.42%, 1.64, 1.43, 1.31, and it was 7.27% return on your money. So what does that mean? $10,000 invested at 7.27% return made you $727. My wife and I had money in CDs, and there was one CED we had $10,000 in, gave us a 1% monthly rate. We made $8 a month the entire last year on $10,000. I made that in 1 week, letting a artificial intelligence bot trade for me. What makes more sense to you? And let me give you an idea of what that means. So depending upon what you have invested, this is a chart based on what we did was since the beginning of January, that first week in January, we took every week and we took the lowest week and we took the highest week. Okay. And based on what we have invested, if it's $1,000, you're going to make anywhere from $70 to $76. And how IPC gets paid is they take 20% and give you 80%. So your net is going to be $56 to $61 for that week. $10,000 is $702 to $763, or your net is $562 to $610. These are actual numbers. This isn't me putting rates in and saying this is actually what we earned on our money since the beginning of January. Okay. Now, let me show you. I'm going to share my phone screen, and I want you guys to see, as I said, total transparency and how powerful that is. So let us go to, I'm sharing my phone. Okay, let me stop my share. My phone screen, just a second. Okay, Victor, it's telling me only the host can share. Can you let this phone share?
I mean, yes, I can.
Okay, let me know
So
when you're ready.
Take it away.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So, like I said, I can watch my trades every single day. And because it's trading in the Singapore market and the UK market, sometimes in the New York market, our trades are going on at night. And we get 3 trades a night with the Genius bot. So what we're looking at here is, I'm going to bring up MetaTrader 4 is the main app of choice for Forex trading companies to watch what's going on in the market. And if you see here, this particular account of mine has $32,000 in it. Last week, last 5 days, I made $2,300 for sleeping. I didn't I never looked at a screen. All I did was, and it's kind of addictive, is every night when I sit back and and I'm watching a show, my wife and I, we look at our phones and look at what the first trade was, what the second trade was, what the third trade was. And as you see, okay, let's take Friday. The first trade here down at the bottom was $306. Second trade was $74. The third trade was $46. If you look at the day before, the first trade was $216, second trade was $178, the third trade was $65. The day before that, the first trade was $254. The second trade was $169. Third trade was $47. Do you see any losing trades here? I can even go back to the last month. And it will reset at some point. Don't you just hate that when I say I can go back to the last month and then it doesn't go back to the last month? Well, let me just tell you this. We have not had a losing trade with this bot since long before I got involved. It doesn't mean that we won't, but let me tell you why it doesn't matter. Let's just take these three trades here. Okay. In the entire lifetime of this bot since August 10th, there has only been 18 losing trades, and it trades 3 times a day, and it's only lost 18, which was months ago. If it loses one of these 3 trades, did I still make money? Yes, I did. I may not have made as much as I wanted to, but I still made money. It's next to impossible for you to lose money on this. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's next to impossible for you to do that just because of the way this bot trades. Now, I'm going to stop trading that. I'm going to stop sharing that, and I'm going to go back to my presentation. Okay. All right. So you guys understand that. Now, let me show you something else, and I'm actually going to go into my brokerage account. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So in terms of, again, full transparency, you can go to My FX Book. My FX Book is a third-party social organization that tracks trading accounts. And so you can't pull the wool over anyone's eyes. It is what it is. And if you look at the Genius bot here with Intelligence Prime Capital using the MetaTrader 4 system, if you look at it, began on August 10th. Okay. And we have had a 596.87% return since August 10th. You notice that there are no dips. There's only a trajectory. Even with the 18 trades that it lost, because of the way it trades, it has been a constant trajectory all the way up until now. If you look here, out of 414 trades, loans, which is a buy, 93%, shorts, which is 96%, but that's through the life of the bot. And if you look here for pips, 8.70 pips, again, it is taking the trades all the way back to the beginning, and they tweak the bot over the first couple of months. You know, you put the bot in action, you tweak it, you change it, you make it to where the win rate was even better. And so that's what they did here. And this is something that's very, very powerful. If you look at so far in February, we're at 30.48% return. In January, last month, we were at 34.84% return. In 2021, December, 41.65% return. In November, 51.12%. In October, 44.82%. In September, 18.32%. In August, 7.99%. Even though these are lower than the other, there are no negatives. And like I said, they were tweaking the bot the first couple of months, getting it just right. This last thing here with my FX book that I want to show you is probably the most powerful thing of this entire presentation. Based on the trades of this bot, my FX book computes that in order for you to lose 10% of your money, just 10%, meaning if you put in 10,000, in order for you to lose 1,000, the bot would have to lose 34 consecutive trades in a row. That's 34 consecutive losing trades. It hasn't lost that many trades since its inception. It's only lost 18 trades since its inception. And it's been 100% since the end of November, the beginning of December. It has not lost a single trade. In order for you to lose 20%, the bot would have to lose 69 consecutive trades in a row. And remember, it trades 3 times a day. So I can tell you one thing: if I had my money invested and it lost 6 or 9 trades in a row, I'm out. I'm pulling my money out, and most people would. Okay, this is probably the single most powerful thing for you to look at, and it's because of the risk management of this bot. It goes in and out of the marketplace. It doesn't try to win the whole world at once. All it's interested in is in winning a trade. Okay. Let's go back here. All right. So in terms of that right there is what I call the investor part of the presentation. As I said, you don't have to sponsor a single soul or get anybody interested to make money. That's already covered. However, if you want to make a lot of money, even more money, we have our affiliate side of the program. How does that work? Well, it's very simple. We get paid 4 different ways. For one, when somebody, if you share this with somebody, if somebody prescribes to the bot and they pay that $99.90, you get 10% of that. Okay. You will also, the company also pays you when people fund their accounts. Now let's talk about how a typical brokerage operates. There's a study done in 2018 that figured out that the average brokerage spends $1,195 in advertising to get people to put money in their fund. $1,195. What this company decided to do after about a month or two, because they realized that that model didn't work. This AI bot system, well, nobody uses an AI bot, but that's not true. Big institutions are using these. This is just one of the first times that we have had access to a very accurate AI bot. There are other bots out there that are not as accurate, but this is the first time that the average person has had access to a very accurate bot. And so instead of them spending money on internet ads, Super Bowl ads, newspaper ads, television ads, cable ads, instead of them spending money that way, like a typical brokerage does to get you to want to put money in their account, what they are doing is on the affiliate side is paying us to do that work for them. And so how that works is that if I sponsor someone and that person puts $10,000 in their account, the company is going to pay me a bonus. And depending upon what level you are at, leader, supervisor, senior, department manager, regional manager, managing director, currently I am at a regional manager, about halfway to managing director. I will be there in the next 30 days. Okay. But currently I'm at regional manager at 9%. So that $10,000, the company would pay me right off the top $900. $900. Do I need to say that again? $900 the company will pay me instead of spending it on television ads and all sorts of other advertising. Powerful. In addition to that, the company will also pay me 30% on what that $10,000 earns for the week. What do I mean by that? Let's bring up this spreadsheet here. And if you can see this, if I put $10,000 in at 1.5%, remember I showed you the daily rate that we get. So I just use 1.5%. That $10,000 is going to earn $750 that week. I'm going to net $600 when IPC takes out their 20%, but the 30% is going to be paid on this $750. So what's 30% of $750? That's $225 each and every week that I'm going to earn on that account because it made money. So the person I sponsored made $750. I made $225 on top of that. And so on and so forth. If that person was to go out and share this with someone, they would make the 30%. And because that person is on my level 2, I will make the 20%. And so on and so forth on each level, depending on which level you are qualified to get paid on. There is nothing simpler than that. So again, you have a program here that you never have to sponsor a single person. And you make up to 45% return on your money, which you will not see anywhere else, with a success rate of over 97%. In addition to that, if you want to quadruple and quintuple and sextuple and octuple, that you can also make a lot more money by sharing this opportunity with people. Now, the first time I looked at this, I said, how can the company pay all of this money? This is not, the plan didn't look sustainable to me until I learned what they were doing. So first of all, they are getting paid all the bot fees, right? Second, they're taking 20%. The trading fund now has over $240 million in it. In December, there was less than $10 million in it. And there were about 5,000 investors in December in just 2 months' time. Over 200,000 investors at a rate of 3,000 to 5,000 investors a day are getting on the Genius bot. 3,000 to 5,000 investors a day. Over $240 million invested in it. And they said from the beginning that they're taking everything that they earn. That 20% that they take, they're putting that back into the bot. So they are using the bot just like we are. And when you talk about the amount of money, if you talk about $240 million, okay, times 1.5%, that's $3,600,000 a day profit that's being made. They take their 20% off. That is $720,000 a day that they are making. Now, let me share with you, when they invest that money back into the bot, let me show you how that works. Let's take $720,000. A week on $720,000, they are making $54,000 a week just doing that, in addition to the 20% that they make. Okay, that is huge. And you can see why they have plenty of money to pay us for sharing this opportunity with other people. Now, the last thing I want to show you here is something very, very simple. So my account has $32,600 in it. Okay. I want to show you. No, let's take something very simple. Let's take a $2,000 account. That $2,000 account, if you recompound that every week, at the end of 12 months, you will have $32,000 in that account, starting with $2,000. At $1,000, recompounding every 12 months, you have $16,000 with $1,000. And I can take 5,000. You have $81,000 just compounding in just 12 months. Now, you say, Leon, whoa, wow, how can it do that? Let me show you. It's very simple. That first week with $5,000, you're gonna net $300 after IPC takes their 20%. You're gonna recompound that. They pay us our dividends every single Friday night. When they pay us, we have the option of either putting the money back into our trading account or taking it off the platform. The power, remember, is in compounding. So when you compound that next week, you have $5,200, $300, $5,300 trading the next week. And that week you're earning $314. You put that in. The next week you earn $333. You put that in. The next week you earn $353. It grows. After a 3 months time period, you have doubled. I'm sorry. After 3 months time period here, you have doubled your investment in just 3 months by doing nothing but recompounding those profits. Very simple process, very simple formula. Okay. Now, at this point, I would like to open it up to question and answers. Let me bring this up. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, I see somebody says ready.